Go put it on the chair, Haley. Go, and good job. Good morning, guys. It has been a very late night, but today we're gonna do a kind of different video, so please check out the description. There's gonna be like timestamps because today we're talking about everything you probably didn't know about buying a new house. And now this is important because a lot of people go way over their budget and find themselves in a lot of trouble. So here's everything from our experience straight to you. Get a notepad, get a cup of hot drink. Let's go. Before we start the video, I want to tell you guys about this small project that Suyen, myself, and Haley was on. It's with a team called PropertyGuru, and the reason I'm telling you this because at the end of this video, you might need some of their help, okay? PropertyGuru is the ultimate destination to search and find a home. They are Malaysia's largest property site. There's over 450,000 properties to choose from on the site, and they have a lot of home choices. Shout out to the team, and let's get on with the video. I'm gonna try and break this down as simple as I can. The main budgets are going to be split into two major categories, alright? First category we're going to talk about is called the home budget, and the second category we're going to talk about is called renovations and repair. Where? Bread? Oh, you want my bread? Please? Okay. Here you go. Oh. Thank you. Hey. Simple thing you guys need to know about buying a house is how much you actually need to pay right away for the house. And that's really important because it's not about like, oh, the monthly installment is 3,000 bucks. I can afford that. It's not just about the monthly installment. There's the deposits, there's the legal fees, and if you're buying a second-hand house, there's a bunch of other stuff that you need to know, and we're gonna go through that right now. First things first, you need to prepare for is the bank loan. Okay, I'm not gonna go into details of it because every bank can offer you different things. That's actually important, but you know, there's a lot of details that go into it. What I'm gonna say is basically, it's always a good idea to get as much loan as you can. Yes, it hurts paying more upfront, but in the long term, you actually save more money because the whole dynamics of a loan is basically, if you want a cheaper loan now, you're gonna pay a lot more in the long run. The more you can afford now, the less you need to pay in the long run. That's basically how bank loans make money. The longer you take the loan, the more money you pay. If the whole house costs about 10 bucks and I can pay like 4 bucks upfront, that's a really good deal because the remaining 6 bucks is gonna be charged back to you at an interest rate that's gonna be worth much more than 6 bucks. Ideally, you want to be able to pay the most you can upfront in the shortest amount of time possible. That is how you make the most out of any bank loan. That is something you guys gotta figure out and account for because you can't be using all your cash for the down payment. You need to make space for other things. But this is probably the biggest chunk of money you should be spending in proportion to everything else, because this is what is really gonna burn your money in the years to come. Simply put, as much down payment as you TLDR, get as much down payment you can that comes from you, and then borrow the rest from the bank in the shortest amount of time to repay them as possible. Unless of course you can pay for the whole house in cold hard cash, you can really skip this. It doesn't apply to you. Let's move on to the next. Haley, can you play with the drawers after this? You can play with the drawers after this, okay? Okay. Oh, you're still eating my toast? Good job. Yeah. Where's your wawa? Go drink your wawa. Alright, back. There's obviously going to be some differences that I'm not talking about yet, but if you're buying a second-hand home as opposed to a new home, There are different things that you might need to account for as well, such as booking fees or stuff like that. If you are buying something that maybe, you know, hasn't been built yet, or you're trying to book something for a second home owner, those are things that are good to watch out for as well, because they can range from anything between like what, 5% to 10% depending on which place you're going. It shouldn't be too much of a concern in the long run, because the booking fees usually just like snowball into the down payment for something. But yes, booking fees, choke fees, put your tissue paper on the property fees, I don't know. Booking fees? Okay, just a note. Alright, let's go. Alright, second up in my priority list of funds you need to prepare for is under the first category of renovations and repairs. And I don't mean like the beautifying renovations yet. I kind of mean the essential repairs, like electrical stuff, plumbing stuff, paint work. Yeah, especially like for our case, we moved into a second-hand home, so there was a lot of things that we needed to repair first. For a 2,400 square foot place, we used about $10,000 to repair electrics. Plumbing?
We didn't need much plumbing.
Okay.
More electrical.
I'm not sure if that's a good benchmark, but yeah, do with it what you will. If you're buying a new place, there shouldn't be so much electrical problems, okay? What other repairs did we need?
We had to waterproof. It was advised to waterproof the bathroom floor tiles again, because usually it wears off after like 10 years. We had to like remove like all the old toilet bowls.
Yeah, but that wasn't included in our 10,000, right? That's like a lot more.
That's extra.
I would say again, this really does matter more for people who are buying second-hand homes.
It depends on the current house situation as well, and how much repair work it needs, or how old it has been.
Yeah. Please consider this when buying a second-hand home. Sometimes cheap homes just cost the same thing when you're doing all repairs. Yeah, none of you are going to focus if like Haley's on screen, so let's get back to this. I wish someone told me about this, because this was a chunk of funds I was not ready for. Yeah, there's no easy way to say this, there's no pleasant way to say this. This is just called legal fees, this whole chunk, and it's broken down into a few things. Number one, if you have a second-hand home or a piece of property that you're buying for someone else, there is this thing that you need to pay called evaluation fees, or a valuer. Someone will come, evaluate the property and tell you how much it's worth, Second one is loan documentation. Basically, these are the fees that you pay to property lawyers to help you document the process. The third is this thing called the S&P. It's a sales and purchase agreement. And the fourth, the most painful thing in this list. Good. No, I did not want to pay this, but we have to. We have to pay this. No, we have no choice. Last thing on this list is this thing called stamp duty. These are 4 different things, okay? And I'm going to put a link at the bottom for you guys to read up on it. But TLDR, this is not a portion of the actual price of your house. This is on top of the price of your house, and it is based on the price of your house. So like for example, if your house probably costs $1 million, you can estimate a 5% for all these fees. Now, unless you have a nice loyal friend who gives you a discount on some of them, then great. But that is fees that you need to prepare, and I hope you are seeing the point of this video, because if you follow until now, other than the down payment for the house, you need to prepare this chunk of money that you're gonna pay right up front before anything else. Again, I'll put more links in the bottom that you can read up on. I know I'm breezing through it very simply. I know if you are a property lawyer, you are probably ripping your hair out. I'm not here to go through in details. I'm providing the details in the links below. I'm here to prepare your mind for how much you need up front, or just consider how much you need if you want to consider to buy a house. Okay? Let's move on.
Ice cream girl, the ice cream girl, the ice cream girl.
This is your short baby break. She is carrying fake ice creams. Ice cream! Oh boy. Ice cream!
Finally getting the part of the video that's a bit more fun. This part of the video has more to do with making your house look pretty and nice and filling it up. That's true. This is across my view for today. Yeah. Oh! You look like you fit on the box too, baby. You look like you got a popsicle coming out the top of your head. Yeah. You welcome the finance minister of the house. Oh, no. I'm the bank. You're the finance minister. We've covered loans, we've covered the legal stuff. Now the portion of funds that you guys need to take care of or get ready for is everything to do with aesthetic renovations. Oh, yo, no, you are jackpot. Poo poo.
You poo already.
To live in a house, you need this thing, this amazing thing. It's called furniture. We actually saved a lot of cost because we brought a lot of old furniture into the new house. But obviously, I'm guessing if you want to buy a new house, you definitely want to fill it with new things. What's the estimate budget that we spent on furniture? 20? 20? We spent 20 bucks on furniture.
I think we spent about at least 10.
On furniture.
Yeah.
Then top it off to here.
10,000. Then I think here we added a few more. Maybe another 5?
For a 2,400 square feet home, it would be safe to say that your furniture cost should be anything like 10,000.
I mean, we shop at IKEA, right?
Yeah.
So the price range is like here. If you shop at like designer, what do you call those places?
Designer furniture places.
Designer.
For 2,400 square feet, 10,000 is pretty good to start off with furniture, and that is because in this place we have like 4 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen. It would be great to just see how many beds you need, cupboards, tables, chairs, very much the essential stuff. These and your dining table.
Unless you want to go real Japanese minimalist, just
It's like sit on the floor and we just like sit and eat here, right? Furniture, the essential furnitures you need to take into account, and that is all dependent on the size of your house.
easily spend 40,000 on furniture.
This is very dangerous, guys. A lot of our friends think they're going to spend very little and end up bursting everything.
I think have a very realistic budget based on the theme of your house
Yes.
and the kind of aesthetic that you're going for. If you're going for very like velvet and that kind, it's going to hit up like the higher range. If you're going for very like white wood, minimalist ones, then they are easily like you can find those kind of styles in like IKEA and like places that will definitely keep your cost lower.
Break. Welcome back to another baby break. So you all can rest and enjoy, take a drink, take a breather before we continue to the next part. How are you doing? How's it going? You doing good? Before we go any further, Suyen has a very lovely tip for you guys.
One major tip that would help everybody who would to purchase a new home or a second-hand home would be when you go and visit a house that you like, bring a contractor along to have a site visit, and based on the basic need or renovation that you would like to do, get them to give you a quotation.
Yep.
Or get even 2 contractors over to get a quotation, so that you have a good gauge on how much renovation would cost you. Then you will not get shocked as an unexpected renovation cost after you agreed on purchasing your home.
I would start with just the simple things of like how much is it going to cost to put aircons here, here and here? How much is it going to cost if we want to light up this place?
Yeah.
The minute you start talking about aesthetics and how glam you want to do your house, the sky is the limit. Like there could be any budget. It could be any budget, couldn't it, baby? Okay. Yeah, any budget. First things first, when you talk about renovations, this part of renovations, we're gonna assume that either your house has a horrible setup or like absolutely blank. I would say even if you're going into a new house, some of you might want to adjust what the fan is like put, where the lights are put. Some of you might want like more electrical sockets here and there. But if this is not you, you can skip this part because we are going to be talking about electronics and plumbing.
I think we can only speak from our only like experience, and we bought a second-hand home, which is an older house layout, so there was a lot of things to do. And on top of the renovation cost, the one that incurs the most, it's rewiring the entire house.
Oh my.
Switches, your switchboard. We had to change our aircon, which had a very different piping, so we had to change to like copper piping, so there's a lot of hacking all the way through. We added extra plug points, and then we had to change some of the plumbing system as well. I think we didn't expect how much it would cost because we didn't get someone to quote before we bought the place.
So electronics and plumbing, I would say, cost one of the highest when it comes to like repairing or renovating your house.
As long with renovation, anything that requires you hacking,
it's painful.
The word hacking means it's money.
Yes.
But in a home, it's also very essential to spend that kind of money because it's something that you would want for the safety of your home for the next 20 years or 30 years that goes by.
We're calling this essential because, like Suyen said, it's really about safety. You don't want faulty electrical systems. You don't want sewage to be flying out of nowhere. You don't want burst pipes. So this is really the top of the priority list before we go on to anything else. And for the last part of the renovations, the aesthetic part of the house, it is good to also consider the fact that if you are going to use a contractor or a designer, you got to pay them and their teams. If you are living in a condo or apartment, you need to have money for permits. Some places require you to buy padding and like security deposit.
Even landed properties, if you want to do like different extensions, you would need a special permit.
I think for grounded properties, if you want to extend your house in a certain way, you actually need to go and seek approval from the city board or something like that. Take this into account because it either costs a lot of money or a lot of extra time that you are not prepared for. That wraps up a very brief, breezy run through of renovations and fittings. On to the last part of it. Wow, I feel like we talk so much. You want to join us for the last part of the video? Okay.
Say hi.
Let's try. Let's see if we can get through the last part of the video with Haley. Oh, the last part of the video is something that no property agent, nobody who is gonna advise you. This is our personal piece of like love to all you guys. We got a plan for the next 6 months to 1 year, because the worst thing that can happen is you spend everything on your house and then realize that you got not enough money from the down payment to the legal fees to spending money for the furniture, to spending money for the electronics and the plumbing and random things like your spoons and bowls and stuff like that. You still have something left over to pay for the first month, the second month, the third month, the house loan and your bills.
So just be realistic on your budget on how much loan you take and how much your repayment every month is on top of rainy days, when you need some extra money as well.
You don't want to be spending all your savings and then have nothing in case an emergency happens. There are going to be emergency repairs, there are going to be things that, oh, I forgot to buy this, and bills kick in immediately after you move. And and if you're planning to have one of these, that is a whole chunk too, Okay, baby, down you go. So guys, I hope this video has helped you. I know there's a lot more that we can talk about, like why we choose to stay where we stay. That is a different video maybe in the future, because I think location is a very big deal as well. Do you have any closing notes? Being the finance minister of the house.
I think not knowing anything for like in our circumstances, we did not know much about buying a home. I think talking to like our parents helped a lot, and talking to friends who were also in a similar situation helped a lot. So I think don't do this journey alone.
She just appeared and smiled.
This is the reason why we did this as well. For friends or for you guys out there who may not have friends who you feel that you feel comfortable asking questions like this, we just hope that based on our experience that we will be able to give you a little insight on what it entails purchasing your own home.
If you do have questions that we can answer more specifically, leave it in the comments. We will probably try and answer them in the next video. Shout out to our friends at PropertyGuru, for having us on board on that project. Please go and check them out. They have a whole site with tons of houses. I'll put some links in the comments so you guys can go check it out. We hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit the share button, and subscribe if you haven't. It helps us out a lot. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye!
Bye.